What's going on, family? It's another glorious day. We're awake, we're alive, we're blessed, chasing our purpose each and every single day, because that's what it's about in this life. Just got a workout in, and I never regret it every single time. Never regret a workout ever in my life. I love it. I've been doing it since knee high. And one thing I can say about that, and this is truly me speaking from the heart and me coming to understand and realize how the way of the universe works, because there's 12 laws of the universe and they all work in syndication. And a lot of people are honestly, they're not aware. They're not aware of how life really works and what's going on, and not understanding that this life is nothing but a game. You must figure it out, you must play it, and you must win. Plain and simple, you know. And what it boils down to is simply, and I'm going off script today because I did have something, and I'm going to tie it in, but I truly just want to speak from the heart and tell you guys the things that I see and understand within my life, because I know I've lived a different life than most people in this world. Plain and simple. That's not egotistical. That's just the way I was raised, and I've honestly been blessed with it. I truly do not regret it or regret anything in my life that's happened in the past, present, and to come in the future. I'm truly grateful for it all, and I know for a fact, you know, that I will achieve my goals and dreams. And the reason I say that with so much confidence and conviction and certainty is because ever since I was young, I've always had purpose. I've always had purpose. And honestly, this ties in and resonates for most people that want to be the best in any and everything that they do within their life. But just to narrow it down and be specific, the best at any industry, right? Let's just say, for example, the easiest people I can use is athletes, right? Athletes across the board, doesn't matter what field or industry, especially the ones that really thrived in whatever sport they played, football, basketball, soccer, baseball, it doesn't matter. Those athletes generally tend to be very good at everything they do in their life. You know, even if they go into business, even if they don't even get into business, which everything as you get older technically turns into business. But you know, any industry, if they decide to get into music, they decide to get into the entertainment, whatever it is that they get into, the reason that they're so good is because they've always had definiteness of purpose. And I've come to realize, especially the ones that have definiteness of purpose and they have faith, prayer, and they believe in God, right? Or they pray to God and they understand the power of prayer and hypnotic rhythm habits, right? But here's what I'll say about my life story. What I've come to realize is that most human beings are, and it's going to sound very wild. It's going to sound very wild to most people because a lot of people won't understand and resonate. Most human beings are actually perfect. We are created in the image of God. We are actually perfect. But a lot of times we're led astray. Plain and simple. And the reason I can say that, and nobody's perfect, right? Because I can honestly flip the script and say nobody's perfect, because we all have faults and we all make mistakes. But in the essence of it, we are all perfect. We just have been led astray. And the reason that I say that is because ever since I was young, you know, I've had purpose. You know, I've always played sports. I played baseball, then I played basketball. And then once I stopped playing basketball, you know, everything just kind of went out the window. I just kind of had to figure out life. But as I was coming up, nothing else really mattered. Nothing else mattered. And I was always in total bliss because I always put my mind to that. If I played any sport, I was going to be the best at it. And once I put my mind to it, on top of that, you know, I've been blessed too. I've been blessed to learn the power of prayer and have faith and trust God. I've been blessed with that, because you got to understand, when somebody doesn't fear the devil, but they also don't trust God, what are they left with? If you've never been taught who the devil is or who God is, you don't have a spiritual presence. All you have left is your thoughts. And with your thoughts, if you decide to put your mind to something, you're going to get it. And the simple fact is, if you don't have the structure or understand prayer and God, you'll get that by ill-gotten means and it won't matter. So you'll always self-destruct. That's why we're born in sin, right? But if you have prayer, you'll always get that, keep it, and multiply it, because you'll always do it with good intentions, right? But as I was growing up, right, so with the combination of my definiteness of purpose, you know, the right guidance of understanding prayer, the power of prayer, I was always in bliss. I didn't have time for negativity. I didn't have time. Obviously, as a kid, you know, it's a little bit different because you really don't fully understand things, as much as you may understand as you get older. But growing up, I really didn't care what the naysayers said, because I didn't really pay them much time and attention. I was so focused on, my purpose, that I didn't have time for the naysayers and negativity. I didn't feed into it because I didn't care. All I knew is I had my faith and I had my purpose, and that's all that mattered. And I lived in bliss. It didn't matter what I went through. I always pushed forward because I had that definiteness of purpose. But I always was a good person and did well by anything and any achievements that I had, and wanted to go after more because I always had prayer and I had God in my life. And once again, this is not to convert anybody to any type of religion. This is just simple truth and facts for everybody out there, because you have to understand the first law of the universe is the law of oneness. Guys, we're all one consciousness. We're all one. Doesn't matter what religion, right? Now, to be honest with you, the true way to get to God is through Jesus Christ. Plain and simple. I mean, the way he lived, he was perfect. He didn't allow the devil to ever get into his mind, which the devil is nothing but a negative thought or negative energy. He didn't allow him to get into his mind simply because Jesus he always had definiteness of purpose. You can't have negative thoughts if you don't live in sin. And the only way to not live in sin is to have a definiteness of purpose. Most people fall into sin every single time because they have a fear of sin, or they fear of falling back into it. Understand that fear materializes. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. So if you're always worried about overeating, you're going to overeat because that's all you focus on. Plain and simple. If you're worried about always, falling into the trap of having sex with women all the time, overindulging in sex, you're always going to fall into that trap because that's what you focus on. But if you had a definiteness of purpose, right? If your definiteness of purpose was to provide massive impact and value to the world, live in your highest being, and reach your fullest God-given potential each and every day, and you focus on that, that's what's going to materialize. Plain and simple. So you either have faith or you have fear. There's no in the middle. There's no stagnation. There's no sitting on one side of the fence. You must commit. Me, I've been blessed to have committed to my faith and to have definiteness of purpose. Now, here's why I say where it all ties in. So now as I was raised up, I played baseball. I actually decided, right? I was very good at baseball because I put my heart into it, right? And that comes from self-confidence. Understand the difference between self-identity and self-confidence. Self-identity is what you attach yourself to, whether it's positive or negative. Self-confidence it comes from the work that you put in each and every single day. So with my self-confidence and the statistical evidence of what I was doing when I was playing, I was very good at baseball. I could always be better. Everybody can always be better, right? And that's the mindset that you have to adapt and then continue to stay humble. You can be confident in yourself. You can be confident in your skills. It's the difference between being confident and boasting. I was a good baseball player, plain and simple, right? But I stopped playing baseball because I wanted to pursue basketball. Boom, I switched my mindset. Didn't know how I was gonna do it, but I did it, right? So when I switched that and I worked that. I got into basketball and I worked at it. I became the best basketball player that I could possibly become, and I worked my ass off. And when I did that, I have definiteness of purpose. Didn't worry about all that other stuff, and things just came to me. I was grateful for it all. Had my faith, and I stayed focused. Grateful for it all, and guess what? It all came, right? Not saying I was the best basketball player in the world, but on top of that, I didn't give it enough time. But I definitely got better, and I got better, and I got better, and I got to the point where I was the best in my class, within my vicinity and in my circle, right? Within my county that I played in. And it just goes to show you that whatever you put your mind to, you truly can achieve it. Especially if you could put your mind to something and you have faith, right? But once again, so moving forward, after I decided to put basketball down because I couldn't see into the future more. Now, I could have put my mind to it and kept playing and decided to go, try to go pro, overseas or whatever, but I didn't want to take that path. That's not the path that I want to take anymore. I told myself that if I didn't get a scholarship to college or a free ride, I wasn't going, plain and simple. Because just for me personally, it's just I was always at a disadvantage because of my height. It's really not a disadvantage. It's just really how you look at it. But just being realistic, it's much, much harder, and it's much of a bigger obstacle because you have to weigh the risk and reward factor, right? Now, if I was 6'8", I'd be the best basketball player of all time. I see that with no doubt in my heart because I knew I was going to put in the work. I'm not willing to let anybody outwork me, plain and simple, especially in the physical realm and aspect of things, right? And then on top of that, I was just getting better and better, and things start to click. The universe will start to feed you things once you pray and you just have a definiteness of purpose, things start to work out. You don't worry about stumbling blocks. You only worry about seeing things and obstacles as stepping stones for you to get better, plain and simple. But after I stopped playing basketball, I lost my purpose. I truly did. Now, because I knew I could put my mind to anything and everything that I wanted to do, and I always had my faith, I knew I would figure it out. Right? There's times where, and you got to understand, if you fear anything, it's going to materialize. So you must be fearless of nothing, and understand that the fear of God is nothing but awe and respect for God. It's a different fear than having fear of the devil. You should not fear the devil. You don't have to, as long as you have faith in God, right? Plain and simple. This is not to get into religion. This is spirituality. This is real. This is life. So, I always had faith in God, so it was like, it didn't matter. I didn't worry about negative thoughts. They didn't enter my inner matrix because I had the faith, and I had another purpose. I need to figure out how I can get to where I need to be in my life. I always wanted to be wealthy. I always wanted to take care of my family. I always wanted to have my own big family, have a beautiful wife, have a big house, have a jet, have a nice car, all those things, travel the world, do whatever I want, right? I've always wanted those things. So it was like, okay, that's my purpose now. I'm in the real world, and it came quick. And I had faith. I said, all right, I'm going to figure it out. But I lost myself for a bit. I did lose myself for a bit because the definiteness of purpose wasn't necessarily as strong as it should have been. We can all do whatever we put our mind to. So with that being said, because I'm so accustomed to working out and training, because I've been doing it my whole life, that's my natural gift. That's my natural gift. And I say that because, my life is starting to transition to a point where I've realized, I stopped working out as hard as I used to. And when I did that, I slowed down. You got to understand, you got to expand and always. The universe is expanding and always. To this day. The galaxy, the universe that we live in, it's still expanding. It has not stopped. And God is within the universe and everything. He's omnipresent. And because he's a spirit. So guess what? He's expanding himself. God does not have time for weak. He does not have time for slow. Because when you're weak and you're slow, guess what happens? You allow the devil to creep in. You must always have a definiteness of purpose. And you must always be focused on that. And you must always be moving forward. Plain and simple. If you don't want negative thoughts to enter your inner matrix, that's what you would do. But you also have to understand that there's principles that are aligned. When you're in sin, and sin is everything that makes you unhappy. So if you're doing something that makes you unhappy, that's sin. But also understand there's a way that you must master and overcome yourself to have a definiteness of purpose, right? You must master the desire for sex, master the desire for food, master the desire for loosely organized thoughts. But what you have to understand is when you have a purpose and focus, those things become easier to master because you don't worry about them. You're so focused on that purpose, you really don't eat as much. You don't need as much sleep. You don't need as much sex. Your purpose is why you live. Life doesn't give us meaning. We give life meaning each and every single day. So with that being said, you got to understand that, you must have a destination, but you also must enjoy the journey. You must enjoy everything in the middle. You must be grateful for it all. You must have faith that you'll get there, and you must have a purpose. Because once you do that, I promise you'll live an abundant, a full, abundant, purposeful, fulfilling life. Plain and simple. When I was playing sports, I had a full, abundant, purposeful life. I was just in bliss each and every single day. Now, I was blessed to have parents that took care of a lot of the other aspects, but I was blessed for the main fact that I was able to really give my time, energy, and attention to my purpose. And it truly has showed me a different side of life that I'm blessed for. I don't take it for granted for nothing. I don't take no day for granted. I'm grateful for everything. The roof over my head, the clothes on my back, the food in front of me. And I understand for a simple fact that if people embodied these principles, everybody on this earth will live a full, abundant, purposeful life. No doubt in a fulfilled, abundant, purposeful life. No doubt in my mind, right? So where I'm at in my life, I'm getting back to the point where I'm truly training. I'm training hard because I truly feel like my heart is in boxing now. Boxing, it's been calling me for a minute. Now here's what I'll say about that. There was a point in time where when I stopped playing basketball, I did pick up boxing. I always lifted weights. I always did cardio. I did foot ladders. Got in mind, I did plyometrics for 4 years straight. I've always trained as a youngin'. That's all I know. This is my life. And I realized the more you work out your body and you move forward, you gotta understand that emotion is energy in motion. The more you're moving forward, the better you feel. Plain and simple. I promise you, this is real. This is real stuff. You know, people that are out of shape, they're not happy. They may tell you they're really not happy. They're not. Because your body has a sewer system that needs to be cleaned out. If it's not cleaned out, you're not going to be able to perform at your best. The people that eat healthy and they eat right, and not only the right combinations of food, but the right portions. Everybody has a right portion amount of food that they have to eat. Those people that eat healthy they generally have a sound mind and body. And your mind and body must be aligned. That's why I say you must master yourself in order to achieve and have a definiteness of purpose in everything you're doing in life. Because if you're more focused on how your body feels, that takes away from your purpose. Energy is the most valuable resource. When you're expunging energy on things that don't really matter, well, guess what? You're taking away from your purpose. Anything that takes away from your purpose is sin. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. This is really, you got to really understand the Bible. This is what the Bible talks about, the good book. It's the best book ever written in this world. You know? And then once again, I respect everybody's religion. You can have your own thoughts, your own opinions if you want, if you choose, but they better be backed behind facts. Plain and simple. If you live this way, most people that live this way that are successful, they have a fulfilled, abundant, purposeful life. Not the ones that get billions of dollars and they end up killing themselves. Why? They're not happy. They don't have a found foundation on how a found foundation. Man, I'll tell you that dyslexia is kicking in. They don't have a sound foundation. So guess what? They self-destruct. Because guess what? Man that does not have his principles, God or the devil, he only has his thoughts. You can put your mind to something, but if you don't have that structure, you're going to fall into sin and you're going to self-destruct every single time. You do anything that it takes to get that purpose. And generally the ones that do anything that it takes, Mother Nature, the laws of the universe, they're going to stop you every single time. So that's why you must always have good, pure intentions. And you must always, praise God. And I'm saying that because that's just my truth. That's my belief. Now, you can take it with a grain of salt and do whatever you want with it, but it's just the reality of the situation. It's truly what I believe in, and it's the reason why I am here where I'm at today at 22 years of age and honestly starting to figure out things in life. I don't know everything. I don't know it all. But one thing about it, I can learn it all. I will always do my best to learn it all each and every single day, because that's why we're here. I want to know truth. I want to learn the meaning of life. Now, I know this video is a little bit, it's long. It's longer than what's expected, but this video is real. This video is true. This video is genuine. I'm speaking from my heart. And once again, 5 years from now, it'll all make sense. But back to the boxing topic, and I'll just wrap it up. Boxing is just truly what I feel I embody. It's a fighting spirit. I have a fighting spirit. Once you have played sports, and most people that played sports at a higher level, they have a fighting spirit. The ones that have gotten to the NFL, they have a fighting spirit. That's why generally, ones that get to the NFL, and then they retire, especially if they don't understand definiteness of purpose, they feel like they're lacking or missing something if they haven't had any other means, or they didn't understand the ways of life, the universe and the laws. They lose purpose. They're like, what the heck? I've put my whole life into something and now it's done. Understand there's heaven and hell right here on this earth. You can die right here on this earth right now. Once you lose your purpose, you die. So you must never lose your purpose and always have one. I have to keep saying that, guys, because you got to understand, you have to embody these principles. I'm teaching these things because I want to learn them myself. And the more I learn them myself, I can apply them to my life. And as I've seen that I've applied them to my life, they've worked wonders. They've worked wonders. God has blessed me. He continues to bless me in abundance of wealth, wisdom, purpose, great relationships, love, health, all of it. Each and every single day. It's what I've been praying for since I was young, and it just manifests. I love it. The more grateful I am, the more it comes. Plain and simple. So just have a definiteness of purpose. It's going to all make sense for my family and what I do for this world, how I impact this world in a positive light in the years to come, no doubt in my mind, because every day this is my purpose. This is what I love doing, and I'm putting my mind to it. I'm going to get in boxing, and I'm going to work my ass off. The next man will not outwork me. I already have that mindset. And I'm just going to apply it to my life, and things are just going to grow and manifest, because God just continuously blesses those that praise him. And not only just praise him, because faith without works is dead. And another thing that I can say from the Bible is the people without a vision shall perish. Plain and simple. So, when you have that faith and you put in that work, can't no man stand in front of you. Fear of man proves to be a snare, but he that trusts in the Lord is kept safe. Promise you, this is real. This is real, guys, and I'm blessed to have this knowledge, this insight, this wisdom of the universe. And I'm just gonna continue to keep praying each and every single day for more blessings. And I'm gonna pray for you guys every day, that you guys, find your way in your life, that you're abundant, that you love your life, you love purpose, you love everything that you do, because you've cultivated a life. You've provided massive impact and value. You've helped others. You've become your highest being, and you're living in your fullest God-given potential. You're reaching it, and you just live a fulfilled, abundant, purposeful life. That's what it's about each and every single day. So I love you guys truly and genuinely from my heart. Like, I don't even know some of these people that are subscribed to me. I don't even know these people in the future, but I already love them, because every day, man, I'm practicing these things. I'm grateful for everything in my life, guys. I'm grateful for the futures to come and the things that's gonna come with the hard work and time, guys. All it is time. Time, things will work out. So I love you guys. Stay relentless. Understand that you need that destination, but be grateful for everything. Be grateful for the journey that comes with it. You must be grateful. I don't even know how I'm gonna title this video. I'm gonna just probably call it Real Talk number 2 or something, because this is from the heart. This is really from the heart, guys. And that's how I want to make my videos. Everything that I do in my life, I try to do it from my heart. I've come to realize there's people in this world that they don't do certain things from their heart, and that's not how I live. I do things from my heart. If it doesn't contribute to the purpose, it doesn't make sense. So that's all I'll say for this video, man. I got plenty more videos to come. I'm gonna keep giving you guys the wisdom and knowledge that I'm learning. And once again, this is not mine. This is not my wisdom. This is not my wisdom. This is the universe's wisdom that they bless me with, and I learn it. Your brain is a radio. It has frequencies, right? You can either have a higher frequency, your higher self, lower frequency, or lower self. You just got to tap into it, and you're capable of it. You're capable of doing whatever you put your mind to. There's no limitations in this world. Only the limitation that you put in yourself, or you allow others to put on you. I love you guys. Stay relentless each and every single day. Stay focused. Stay focused on that purpose. Keep God first and pray. And just put in that work, and I promise you things will work out. I love you guys. Until the next video. This is Alliance Spirit Lifestyle. We got big things coming in the works. I hope to meet a lot of you people very soon, because I know you guys have a lot of stories that can inspire me and help me, and that's what it's about each and every single day. So I love you guys. Until the next video, stay focused and stay relentless.